Welcome to the Badass Babe Manifest podcast. The vibe here is how to manifest in a simple and fun way, implementing my abundance DNA method without the bullshit, overcomplicated hacks or fluff. I'm your host, Kelly Pender, your spiritual manifestation coach, and together we're going to uncover your unique abundance frequency, step into who the fuck you are unapologetically, and remove the limitation caps as well as playing it small to open yourself the F up to the unlimited abundance, success, and money to easily flow into your life and or business. Let's manifest that shit. Hello, my love. Welcome back to another episode of the Badass Babe Manifest podcast. I don't know if you've noticed, I'll be sharing this on Instagram, but we just had an up level, like an identity up level, a brand up level, a quantum motherfucking leap. And this week, you'll be seeing on my Instagram stories, I'm actually having a new brand shoot. And I'm so fucking excited because when it comes to rewiring yourself rich, when it comes to shifting out of Newtonian physics logic into quantum, into the quantum realm and field, it requires, okay, I want you to really hear this. It requires an entirely new identity shift and up level. And I'm going to do an entirely different podcast episode on this because I put this in my Instagram stories and you voted yes, please. It requires you to get uncomfortable. It requires you to get uncomfortable as fuck. All right. And this is so important to know because on social media, we see like, oh my God, I just manifested my dream life and I'm shooting rainbows out of my asshole and taking bubble baths and everything's great and dandy. I love bubble baths. No, I don't like bubble baths. I like Epsom salt baths. And I like relaxing and I like these things. However, that's not actually how it is. When we are up leveling, when we are shifting identities, when we are reprogramming and rewiring our brain, it is uncomfortable as absolute fuck. And this podcast is actually inspired by my client, M, who last week on our Manifest That Shit University mastermind call, she allowed herself to get vulnerable and be like, Kelly, I am so uncomfortable. And the way that she explained it, we were all like, yes, I feel you on a soul motherfucking level, right? And we held space for her. We held space for her shift, for her up level. And what happened on the other side, I invited her on the podcast. I was like, girl, your story needs to be shared because so many of us feel this way on our manifestation journey, on our identity shift and up level of really stepping into who the fuck we are and who we came here to be. And this needs to be talked about. So stay tuned. That is coming. I know she's listening to this episode. It's inspired by you, girl. So I'm celebrating her because she said, normally I stay in patterns. Normally I stay in cycles where it's like, nothing works out for me. Here we go again. Like all of these things that normally come up. And she decided to do something different. She decided to do something different to pattern interrupt. She decided to show up. She decided to keep going where she said, normally I would throw in the towel and just be like, here's another thing that's not working for me. And because she decided to show up, because she decided to keep going, which was something different, something that she wouldn't normally do, that is when the shift happened. That is when the breakthrough happened. And now she's showing up in a completely different identity. Now she's making moves with fear, of course, but she even said, she's like, I lit a motherfucking blowtorch to my confidence candle, where before I allowed others to blow it out, right? And I was like, girl, we need you on the podcast. So stay tuned. That is coming. Inspired by you, my babe. And so today I really want to talk about irresistible money identity. I've been calling this magic money identity, but today I was like, ooh, this is like irresistible. And I know by me saying that, you feel that, and we're activating the irresistible money identity within you. So what I want to do to help you create your irresistible money identity, this is something that we're working on this month inside MTSU. And so I was like, let me open this up to the pod just a little bit to get a little taste of what we're doing inside here. And what I want you to do is take a moment to just come into the here and now in this motherfucking present moment, ground into you, into who you are. Feel free to take a breath and just be like, okay, here I am. Here I am. And so who you are now, like, she's cool. We love her. You love her. Who you are becoming is motherfucking drool worthy. She is irresistible. She is bold. She is loud. She's motherfucking proud, right? That just reminded me of Miss Congeniality, where she's like, she's you. Okay, anywho, she is savage. This is the word that my one-on-one clients and I have been talking about. She's motherfucking savage, and she just shows up unfucking apologetically in her truth, in her wisdom, in her essence, in who she is, right? Because no one else is like you. So again, who you are now, like, she's cool. We love her. She's great. Who you are becoming, oh, drool worthy, iconic. All right. And so when we are shifting into our irresistible money identity, what I want you to notice is who you have been up until this point, and get really clear, really honest with yourself, and just ask yourself, who have I been up until this point? Right? And this is something I share with my clients. A lot of us operate out of our safety identity to be perceived a certain way, to shield us from harm, criticism, judgment, bullying, all of the things that have happened in the past, which we honor and witness. And so most of us have been taught to show up in our safety identity because we've heard growing up, like, shh, quiet, you're being too loud. You're being too much, right? We've just heard that. And so I really invite you to tap into, who have I been up until this point? Have I been identifying as someone who always struggles, as someone who just has enough, as someone who's always getting by? If you've been here for a while, you know that that has been my identity. Someone who always gets by, always has just enough for so long, okay? Like, that was who I was to the core, in my cells, in my being, and that's who I was identifying as and with and showing up as, okay? So who have you been up until this point? And it could be like someone who, like, always has a hard time, someone who, you know, always gets this shit end of the stick. Like, really, really be honest with yourself, okay? Because what we're going to do is tap into the one who creates whatever the fuck she wants for herself in her life, in her business, in her relationships, right? We're going to tap into the one who gets paid to exist just simply by being you, where she doesn't have to do, she simply gets to be, right? Where overflow excess is your new standard. The one who's confident as fuck, shows up bold as fuck, loud and proud, and just owns her shit, right? We get to tap into that version of you. And this is a huge piece that we do inside my mastermind, MTSU. I need you to know, I invite you to know that it is safe. Okay, there's a huge component of safety work as we are shifting identities, because not only does your subconscious mind practice an old identity, your body has been practicing this old identity, right? So it is safe to be who you truly are. You're not safe because you did something. You're not safe because you have X, Y, and Z. You're safe because you are safe, okay? So this identity, your irresistible money identity, is something we're going to practice and embody each and every day. And so if you were inside Quantum Money Manifestation Code, you learned all about the quantum field, and you learned all about how there are infinite realities and infinite possibilities. AKA what you desire, it's already created. The version of you who already has it, she already exists. All right. And if this is something you desire to dive deeper into, girl, get yourself inside Quantum Money Manifestation Code. Oof, it's going to blow your motherfucking mind. I'm going to pop that link in the show notes. Okay. So this is what I invite you to really dive into and just ask yourself. And you can do this in silence, hands over heart. You can do this while driving. You can do this in the shower, in the bath, whatever your power portal is of really tapping into the truth of who you are, where you feel connected to you. I want you to ask yourself, who is, insert your name, next level identity? Who is my next level identity? And just allow whatever wants to come through. Okay. Just feel into that, tap into that, let yourself see, feel, hear, and know. And then I invite you to ask yourself, to go a little bit deeper, ask yourself a few more questions. Like, when I am really activating and tapping into my irresistible money identity, where she owns her shit, she's fucking unstoppable. She is plugged into her power regardless of the external. She shows up doing and creating whatever the fuck she wants because she can, because she motherfucking can, right? So who is this version of you? How does she think about money? How does she feel about money? Who does she surround herself with, right? How does she spend her time? How does she spend her days from the moment she wakes up to the moment she goes to bed? What do her days look like? How does she carry herself? How do they walk into a room? What do they wear? And I really invite you to think about this and not your logic brain of being like, oh my God. I really invite you to be like, actually, this is what she motherfucking wears. And this is what I've always wanted to wear. Yeah, that's it. That's her. That's who we're tapping into. What does she believe about herself? And what does she believe about her desires? And here's one. How does she take up space? How does she take up space? All right, this is something I invite you to feel into, journal on. I like to word vomit, so this is something that I have created voice memos on and just be like, she shows up loud and proud, blah, 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 and just go, 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 go. Like, let it out, let it flow, right? That's activating for me. I also like to sit and journal and just kind of like word vomit that way. So let it out, whatever feels really good for you. And I invite you to, here's another step that I share with my clients. I invite you to make this a new standard for yourself. Like, if you're really tapping into your irresistible money identity and how this version of you, it is you, by the way, we're just activating her and them. What you get to do is set new standards. This is how you show up. This is how you dress. This is how you be. This is how you move. This is how you take action, regardless of what you are seeing in your current reality. Let me go a little bit deeper with that. Here's a logic catch. You ready for this? This is one of those sneaky little cock blocks that you may not have known that you had. So a lot of people think it's irresponsible to not worry about money, okay? Because as you are creating your irresistible money identity, you may be like, she allows herself to just spend money on herself because she fucking wants to, because she knows that money is coming in each and every day in unexpected and surprising ways, and excess and overflow is her new standard, right? So as you're tapping into that, your logic self might be like, wait, girl, I feel irresponsible. Why? Because this version of me, she doesn't worry about money. My subconscious and my body is conditioned to worry about money on the motherfucking daily. So stepping into this identity, this version of me who doesn't worry about money because she knows that she's supported, because she knows that she's taken care of, I now feel irresponsible. Okay. That is because we are programmed and conditioned to believe and think that worrying about money is productive. Okay? Worrying about money is productive. Worrying about money is responsible. Is it? Do you believe that to your core, in your soul, in your cells, in your being? or is that someone else's story that you took on? Okay. Because let me tell you something, the only thing productive about that, about worrying about money, is it's keeping you in lack and compounding the frequency of resistance. That's the only thing that's productive about it. And let this land with you. This is one of the universal laws. You cannot create abundance from a state of lack. It defies universal law, okay? And you cannot compound the energy of abundance from resistance, from bitterness, from disappointment, from resentment, from frustration, okay? So all you're going to produce and create is more lack and more resistance, okay? Sneaky motherfucking cock block. Sharing with you now to bring awareness. No, thank you. We're done with that. We are shifting into our irresistible money identity. It's time to end that and make a decision to go all in, And you're going to see, now that you're aware of your current identity / old identity and shifting into your irresistible money identity. Ooh, she's sexy as fuck inside and out. You're going to see that your things are going to pop up throughout your day, throughout your experiences, through different moments where it's like, ooh, I feel the old me wanting to, craving, I'm using the word and you'll know when this starts to happen to you, craving this feeling of worrying and stressing about money. Why am I craving that? Because I've been practicing it for so long, okay? Because it's conditioned in my subconscious and in my body, and I'm like craving that feeling. And you might be like, ooh, I miss that feeling. Okay. And this is where it's like, Kelly, what? Why would I ever, I might do a whole podcast episode on this. Why would I ever miss the feeling of lack, struggle, scarcity? Because we have been identifying as that. What happens is then we actually believe it's who we are. And when that starts to go away, we start to be like, well, who am I then? Who am I if I don't worry about stress, or if I don't worry about stressing over money? Who am I if I'm not in a constant state of lack? You know who you are. You know exactly who the fuck you are. And now is the opportunity to come back home to you, to the truth of who you are, where everything works out for you, where you get to have and create whatever the fuck you want, where you get paid to exist because you decided that you get to, because you decided this is your truth. You know exactly who you are, okay? What we are doing is reprogramming your brain to shift into the quantum, into your irresistible money identity, all right? So when you are aware of when your subconscious and when your body is trying to pull you back into that feeling, that known and familiar, where it feels comfortable, feeling of worrying about money, feeling of struggling, feeling of lack, feeling of stress, feeling of anxiety, right? Anxious about like what's going to happen tomorrow, next month. How am I going to pay this bill, right? You're going to see, oh, this is my subconscious trying to take me back into what's known and familiar. I am now aware, so I am at choice, and I'm going to choose to move in the direction of my irresistible money identity. And I'm going to practice this and embody this each and every day. Okay? So I'm going to leave us there. Let me know if you want me to do another episode on going deeper into the practicing of a different frequency. Since our whole lives, we've been practicing lack, right? Not enough, scarcity, struggle. You get to try something new on. You get to try it out. That's it. Let it be simple. Let it be easeful. You fucking got this. Please share with me your irresistible money identity. Voice memo me. Hop into my DMs. I love to hear it. I love to hear that you're listening to this pod and are a part of this movement. And I can't wait for you to see the brand up level on my end. So stay tuned. It's going to be like edgy. And basically what I'm doing is bringing sexy back to manifestation. So you'll see, and I can't even wait. All right, my love, have a beautiful, beautiful day. And until next time, let's go manifest that shit. Mwah. That was so much freaking fun. If you love this episode as much as I did, please take a screenshot and tag me on Instagram at @the_badassbabe so I can share and celebrate you. And I have a special gratitude gift for you. If you're feeling called, please give us a 5-star rating and write your review on Apple Podcasts. Take a screenshot, submit it. Let me know and I'll send you instant access to my Fuck Yes Money hypnosis as a thank you, and I'll see you in the next episode.